Greetings, epic adventure seekers. Welcome to your guide to demystifying your world. I'm Bierman, and you are listening to Let's Get Metaphysical, Connecting Heart and Mind. If you haven't already done so, please rate and review the show. It's easy to do over on our website, Let's Get Metaphysical Show.com. And I'm going to share this week's review. It comes from Blase B, and it says, I love the show. I love the intimate conversations and the amount of helpful information that's given in these episodes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is certainly my intention with the people I get to talk with and share with. Today, the show is you and me. And what I'm talking about is the 7 habits that keep you stuck in life. And I'm going to do it like David Letterman did, starting with number 7, making a countdown to 1. So number 7 is thinking that you are your past. Now and then I hear somebody say, well, this is who I am. This is how I am. I can't change because I've always been this way. Well, your past, get a clue. The word is, it's your past. It's over and it's done. And your past has absolutely nothing to do with where you're choosing to go today. You know, one of the things that I do every day is I scan the list of 72 names of God, and especially the one that's the name that's specific to me. And just for those of you who do something like that, it's number 71, Hey, Yud, Yud. Those are not words you pronounce, but it's all about having a sort of clairvoyance, I don't know if that's the word, but being really tuned in to myself so that I can tell I'm tuned into other people. And in so doing that, it might appear that I'm predicting the future, but predicting the future isn't mean, oh, I'm seeing what's going to happen tomorrow or whenever. No, what it's doing is it's empowering us to know that where we've been isn't our destination. It isn't where we're going to go, or more importantly, how we're going to get where we are going. So I've made a couple of videos that I did during the winter when the snow was fairly deep. I was out shoveling one day and turned around and looked at the tracks that obviously showed where I'd been in the point in the snow. And then I thought, oh, look at that. That's where I'd been. And now I'm not going to continue going in that same straight path where I just came from. And I start zigzagging and making circles and going all kinds of random places because that's what it's about. You are not your past. You're not nailed into or committed into how you used to be. It's your choice to move forward. Number 6. Have you ever been someplace, or any place, and somebody starts talking and you say to yourself, I know that. Actually, it's that ego mind, the commentator that I've talked about frequently, saying, I know that. Those are, in my opinion, the 3 most dangerous words there are. Why? Because what happens when you say, I know that, you shut down and you're no longer paying attention to the rest of the conversation, to the way that the information being delivered is being delivered and continuing to be delivered. The fact is, when you know something, you're living it. If you're not living that, you don't know it at all. Number 5 is attachments. It's being attached, thinking you can't live without. Some people get attached to their job. Many people get attached to their partner in a relationship. How often or how many sites have you seen get your ex back because somebody is experiencing a breakup where he or she was dependent on the other person? They needed them in their life to feel complete. Or maybe you live in a home and something happens in your world and you need to leave that house that you thought, oh, but that was my dream home. I always wanted to live there. And it's hard to leave. And that's because of attachment to people, to places, to things, to events can really keep you stuck. Some people are so attached to their job because it's their identity and their income, and it's where they go and they have direction of what to do that day rather than being on their own, figuring it out. And if something happens, it's happened to so many people during COVID, the job goes away. What happens to the person who is attached or devastated? They might experience a deep depression and other feelings that bring them down to a place where they might even become immobile. If you're not attached to your circumstance or events or people or situations, you realize, oh, okay, so that's no longer part of my reality. I'm going to move in a new direction and create a new and different reality. Now, number 4 is thinking that someone or something outside of you makes you happy. How many people do you know who have all kinds of toys, or they're always going on trips and they're trying to put themselves in circumstances or with people who they're crediting with their happiness? The fact is, only you can make you happy. The fact is, only you can make you sad or frustrated or angry. Nothing anybody outside of you does, doesn't do, says, doesn't say, can possibly impact your happiness. It's an inside job. And here's the thing, and I'll tell you some other habits that get in the way of it. So right now, I'm just going to let you know who you really are in the world lives in happiness. And if you're not experiencing happiness, happiness defined as not just haha, or I feel light, but it's also calm, peaceful, okay with what is. And now I'm going to take a really quick sponsor break. We are sponsored by Audible. Audible is the most amazing company out there. They're offering you a free trial where you can download a book of your choice, and you get 30 days to look around. There is so much to see and do inside Audible. I've been a very active member for 7 years. I have an enormous library. And I also get to enjoy all the other things that are inside Audible, in addition to the books. Go in there, take a look around, and follow the link that's in the show notes to get your free trial. So going back to, we are now on number 3 of those 7 habits keeping you stuck. You believe that you are your body. You're not your body. Your body doesn't even feel things. Your body can't feel things. Your body just is. The only thing that can feel things is the awareness, the observer. And I'll talk more about that as we progress up the ladder to the top. You live in a body, okay? Each existence of yours, it happens in a body. And that body gives you a way to have experiences that let you evolve your soul. You're coming into a lifetime so you can grow and advance and move forward along your soul growth. The same way that a body lets you do that, you probably have a car. Your car takes you from point A to point B. Your body takes you from point A, where you start in life, to point B, where you're progressing to in life. You don't ever say, I'm a car. So what in the world would you say your body? Well, now we are at number 2. You believe you're your mind. Your mind, that ego mind, is chattering nonstop. In fact, you're not even listening to me right now. You're listening to what I'm saying, being filtered through, I call it your commentator, because what it's doing is it's paying attention to my words and it's saying, I agree with this. I don't agree with that. Yeah, this makes sense. Or those 3 words, I know that, to turn you off. Your mind only exists when you are thinking a thought. When you're not thinking thoughts, no mind. When you go to sleep, you're not having a dream, no mind. You're not your mind. Your mind is a bunch of beliefs. And what are beliefs? A single thought that you think over and over again. And each time you're doing that, you have a file folder in your subconscious mind. And every time you think of it, in goes another document, expanding the folder, expanding the folder, expanding the folder, making it into your seeming reality that keeps you stuck. And you think that's all true. Beliefs are never, ever true. They're stories that you tell yourself. Okay, now we are at number 1. The number 1 habit, the one that does the most damage, that really limits your ability to recognize your true state of happiness, is thinking that you are a person, an individual, separate person, that everybody is a separate person. That's not the reality. The reality, there's one energy in the whole world. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. The infinite being, the awareness you are, is the same energy as every life form you see, as every person, as the plants and the animals and the air, but not just here and not just on our planet and not just in our solar system. There's only one energy. There's only one awareness that exists across a whole cosmos. When you're stuck thinking that you're a person, you put all kinds of blocks up. Because if you're a person, you also think you're a body. You also think you're a mind. You also think that what you think or do or act or say or just feel is you, just you. The fact is, anything you think or feel or say or do, and by the way, it's not you, it's not your body, it's not your mind doing that. It's the conscious awareness, the eternal part of you that goes from lifetime to lifetime, that was never born, that will never die. And you can look at your different lifetimes and see, oh, look at the lessons that I learned in that lifetime. That's where I got these interests. That's where I got these talents. You are conscious awareness. When you see something, it's your awareness that sees it. When you smell something, it's your awareness that smells it. When you hear something, it's your awareness that hears it. When you touch, when you feel, when you have all your senses activated, it's not your body, it's not your mind, it's the observer, because only conscious awareness is aware of all those sensations, of all those feelings, and your conscious awareness knows that happiness is your true state. You don't do or have to become or achieve something to be happy. You just have to remove the blocks. You have to get away from thinking you're the body. You have to get away from thinking you're the mind. You have to get away from the lies that you've been telling yourself all your life, that you are telling yourself are the truth about who you are. And then you know what happens. You get to be free to live in true happiness. Your life will be lighter. Everything in your world will come more easily. This isn't woo-woo stuff. This is what all the ancient mystics taught us. You'll find it in all the books on mysticism. You'll find it if you go back into the beginnings of recorded writing of philosophy. I know that because I love to read, and I've gone back to the very beginning writings, and I've read the mystic writings. More importantly, I live that way so that I know no matter what's going on in my life, you know what? No matter how horrible it is or how painful it could be, I know that who I am is conscious awareness, and I live in happiness regardless of the circumstances, regardless of events. Who I am, bottom line, is happiness. And you are too when you remove the blocks keeping you from seeing that truth. Well, I thank you so much for joining me here today. I want to remind you to join our Facebook group and to go ahead and check out our website. All these links are in the show notes. Let's get metaphysicalshow.com, where you have your choice of viewing either the video version or the audio version. And if you got one of these handy dandy little, oh, it's an amazing computer, your phone, if you have a smartphone, you can listen on any podcast player. I look forward to being with you next week. I have some completely extraordinary guests lined up, but then haven't they all been extraordinary? I wish you a day filled with blessings. And remember to enjoy, that's capital I-N, capital J-O-Y, because everything you experience it within through your conscious awareness. Nothing that you see outside of you. Nothing that you hear it outside of you. It all happens in here.